To be the funniest fight ever this season so far. And it's between K-Bubble and Mensen. Why were they fighting? Well, it's because of bread. You heard me right, bread. And not even the full bread, like I think 4 or 5 pieces of bread. What had happened was K-Bubble was in the kitchen. I think he was rinsing meat or preparing to rinse meat, whichever one it is. And then he kept his bread. And before he could turn back, the bread has developed wings and legs, flew and ran away. And of course, he looked around him. The people that were, within that vicinity was Mensen and I think Imisi. And he immediately went to Mensen and he asked him about his bread. And Mensen lost it. Mensen was like, why would you tag me somebody that would steal your bread? I don't steal. And before we could say Jack, the whole thing escalated. Now, according to Mensen, what he had asked him was, why did you take my bread? Or where is my bread? Or where did you keep my bread? Something of that sort. And Mensen didn't like that because why would you immediately accuse me of taking your bread? You didn't even ask, okay, oh, did you see my bread? You just came out straight and said, give me my bread. And Mensen just lost it. You guys know Mensen is a madman. And K-Bubble was like, you're a thief. The camera saw it, Big Brother saw it. And he was looking for Big Brother. Big Brother didn't even answer. What Big Brother actually did when he saw that this whole fight has gone on for too long, Big Brother now put out their that music that he puts out when it's time for them to exercise. Now, when they said, okay, fine, after the music, they are going to start again, Big Brother put another music. So they had no time, to start with their quarreling. And the interesting thing is, the housemate, I think they've gotten tired of this too, because nobody was now trying to stop them when they thought they were going to go fiscal. And they were just there shouting at each other's face. I go, let's you. I go beat you. I'll go outside. When we go outside, let's see. They even did a bet of it. Tega was not like, I think it was Tega and Boy. They were not like, you know what? Give us a location where people are going to fight this fight because it's going to be very interesting. I mean, they should also give me a location because I want to see how Mensen is going to let K-Bubble. Now, talking about K-Bubble. Ooh. Oh my God. So, K-Bubble and Isabelle, what do we call them? Because Baby girl has been, receiving some, TLC from him. Isabelle actually slept on his bed last night. Yes. And they were all cuddled up together. Let me not lie. They actually look cute. Now, while Kanyikumi was busy talking about how he's tired, Isabelle, is anyhow. She doesn't listen to him. They had I think they had a back and forth in the kitchen yesterday. And he's talking to everybody about it except Isabelle. Isabelle was busy moving her, ship to another water. And I'm like, the women in this particular season of Big Brother, what material are you people made of? I mean, women from last season should come and learn from them because what is this? Isabelle. No, I was not familiar with your game. Now, as if that wasn't enough drama, Gigi saw that and she was, flabbergasted, like, why? Now, Gigi has got to be one of the most delusional people in that house. Because tell me why this baby is claiming almost every guy likes her. Like, she was telling Big Soso that she doesn't understand how, Isabelle slept on K-Bubble's bed, that she's not even surprised about Isabelle is K-Bubble, somebody that they had told her that likes her. As if that wasn't enough, she also said she heard from reliable source that Jason also likes her. As if that wasn't enough, she also said that Denari, who is, kind of having something with Doris, also likes her. I'm like, girl, I used to pity you, but not anymore. Are you sure you know why you are in Big Brother's house? And see, please, somebody make me understand. This whole Gigi, Sultana, Doris. Okay, there was, a little bit of back and forth between Doris and Sultana last night where Sultana was really pissed about how Doris is kind of acting like an auntie or a prophet. And she actually told her, don't be a prophet to me, and because Doris was giving her advice, this kind of unsolicited advice. Well, Doris was giving that to Sultana last night and she wasn't really liking it. Now, what I am not understanding is Gigi. Gigi will go to Sultana and talk about Doris. And then Sultana will go to, I don't understand their friendship at all. I'm confused. Honestly, I can't keep up at this moment. I'm watching today and I'm like, what kind of friendship do they actually have? Because, okay, Sultana is talking about Doris to Gigi and Jason, saying that Doris, she kind of like exaggerates things, that she practically is like anything that will hurt Kola, she'll go and tell Kola, because if she can't have Kola, then she plans to make his life miserable in the house. They said a lot about Doris, things that somebody would not talk about a supposed friend, right? And then before we could say Jack, Gigi was in the room talking to, I think it was Denari, and then Sultana comes into the room to talk with Doris and Kola. Make it make sense. How do you backbite somebody and still have the effrontery to come to their face and act like, oh, you guys are still very much cool? And then Gigi just feels like every girl wants the guy that she wants. Because tell me why Gigi was like, oh, Delari slept on my bed the other day and he said it's the best sleep I've ever heard. And she says, and she thinks that that's why Doris is moving to Denari. And then this whole Kola Jason. So apparently, there had been a conversation between Jason and Kola. Jason pulled Kola for a conversation early this morning, and about this whole bed situation. You guys remember that yesterday, Kola had in the morning made Dede's bed without her asking him, and he was like, oh, maybe she would say thank you, but I don't think she did. Then Dede had told Jason about it, and then Jason had jokingly said that he's gonna sleep on that bed. Now I don't know who told Doris that. Apparently Doris heard that and then went on to tell Kola. Now Kola heard it and he was really not happy about it. I think Dede also heard it and confronted Jason, like, why would you even say that? Like, why would you do that? Right? And Jason was like, I actually said it like a joke, even though I felt like it wasn't a joke. It was like him trying to cement his place and say, okay, you know what, I've got this girl. Anyways, so Jason heard it, Kola heard it, Kola was pissed, and then Jason had to have a conversation with Kola saying that it was Doris that told him. Doris was like, nah, and it's a whole lot of confusion there. And then Doris went ahead to have a conversation with Dede. It was more like she talking to Dede, because Dede was just like, what exactly are we talking about? And then Kola is upstairs being very, he doesn't really understand why they're having a conversation, because he was really very uncomfortable, right? There's a lot going on in that house. But you know, the one that shocked me to my bone marrow is the revelation that Sultana said. Sultana told Gigi, Jasmine, and Jason that Imisi and Doris, you understand that Faith is not comfortable with the way, they touch him and all. In fact, Imisi's own is the worst, because she actually said that Imisi, whenever she's talking with Faith, she will be touching herself. That she will even be fingering herself in the kitchen in the presence of Faith. That even when they're in the room, she'll be doing it in the presence of Faith. I'm like, oh my God. Now, to be fair, there was a time that Faith had told Imisi to remove her hand from her, breast area, because she was talking to him and she was touching her breast. I think it was twice that had happened, and he said, oh, he's uncomfortable with it. And then Imisi had said, oh, it's because she's cold and she does that, unconsciously, and it wasn't intentional, and she actually did remove her hand. Now that one I have seen with my eyes, but the one of fingering herself in his presence is that not sexual harassment? And if it had happened in Big Brother's house, do you not think that Big Brother would have called it out? My people, let me know what you think about this, because at this point, I don't think I have words enough to describe how I feel. In fact, my reaction is Gigi, Jasmine, and Jason's reaction when they heard it. I'm like, sister. My people, I don't know what else to say about that situation. I don't know if Ebuka will talk about it, on Sunday, because I think that should be talked about. That is something that is very serious, and I feel like it should be talked about. And also, and why would Faith tell that to Sultana? Because Sultana said she saw it, and I don't think she actually did see anything. I think it was Faith that told her, and see the irony and the hypocrisy of this woman. Sultana has said, that she likes talking to Faith without anybody knowing, right? That's what she said, and she likes it like that. So you want to be talking to Faith while nobody knows that you guys are talking, kissing, koyin, and being cordial with, lovey-dovey with all the other guys, but you have a problem with Dede and Jason and Kola. is the hypocrisy for me. And also Faith on his own, he's a smart guy, but sometimes he does some things that irks me. Like, I remember, I think it was in the first week when he went to the diary room and he was complaining about Isabel twerking in his face. I don't know if you guys remember that. Yeah, Isabel was twerking, and she said Isabel was, and he said Isabel was twerking on in his face. I know there was a way Big Brother had addressed that issue, right? So knowing that Faith is that kind of a person, a lot of things are not just adding up to me. I just hope that this will be addressed because this is some kind of a very serious kind of stuff. I wish Ebuka would actually address this. And also, it's also laughable that Doris will come and be telling the day, when Kola told me, that he liked you, I was encouraging him as my friend. I'm like, when did they become your friend? You have been calling sugar baby, calling not smart, calling different things. Ha! Fear who no fear Doris. Hey, my people. Yes, guys, thank you so very much for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, what exactly are you waiting for? Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Ezinnemwilliams. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day ahead. Bye, guys.